Tips on manners and social skills. That's next on Perspective New Jersey. Hi, I'm Nora Mushanik and welcome to Perspective New Jersey. Have you ever sat down at a beautifully set table and had no idea which fork to use for your salad or whether you should put your drink back down on the right or the left-hand side of your plate? Not knowing the rules of etiquette can sometimes be embarrassing or make you feel uncomfortable, but fear not, help is here in the form of Hillary Brennan of Socially Savvy. It's a Moorestown-based company that teaches everyone from children to adults about manners and social skills. Hillary here is going to give us some advice and some tips on how to maneuver our way around a table place, a table setting, and dinner conversation. Lots of things we're going to learn about in the next half hour. And joining us in a couple of minutes will be two of her students, Owen Livingston and Sarah Lepicki, who happens to also now teach some of the Socially Savvy classes. But Hillary, thank you so much for being here.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
So talk to me about why proper table manners and knowing what to do is so important.
I think in any situation, it's so much more easy to step into things when you know what to expect, to be aware and be prepared and confident. How many husbands and wives go into a formal event still and panic runs through them? Where's my bread plate? Where's my dinner knife? Where do I start? So I think that sort of early development skills are great.
Okay, and I promise our viewers that a little bit later on we're going to go through a place setting and tell you exactly what's what and what you need to know. Now, where do these kinds of things come into play? You mentioned the workplace. Why is it important to know these things?
As our world has changed, everything is in a rapid pace. People are eating in their cars, they're on the web. However, time-honored skills are still very much valued. Every parent wants their children to be presented with pride and self-confidence to their grandparents or to a teacher or a coach. They want their child to be picked for special situations. So I think that's great.
What kind of advantage does it give you to be able to sit down and know what to do or what's what on the plate?
By being confident and having the knowledge, it helps you transition. With each successful year of your life, you have the opportunity to have new experiences, and it's a lot easier when you know what to expect.
Okay. Now, how did you come to this? How did you decide that this is what I'm going to do, try to teach people about social situations?
I'm a mother of two sons, a 14 and a 16-year-old, so I intimately understand the challenges that young men come across. They're about to go and start dating, go to the prom, acquire a job, and it was a very seamless transition for me.
What were you doing before?
I have had a background in manufacturing and also in real estate, and interestingly, those situations gave me this parlayed into this from the standpoint of staging. I was staging houses for real estate, so it's sort of staging and setting the scene just as in real life.
And tell me more about your background. You grew up in a home where there were frequently formal dinners, or you had foreign guests. Tell me about that.
Yes, we did. We have a family manufacturing business, and that afforded us the opportunity to have guests from Europe and Asia, and you never know who was coming through the door, and you always had to be prepared and thoughtful about interacting with different cultures.
Did your parents make a point to make sure you knew what was expected?
Absolutely, and we would go through preparing special touches for our guests to make them feel comfortable. So
you had to change cultures depending on who was there?
Absolutely.
And are there big differences?
Yes, absolutely.
What's an example offhand?
If you were entertaining a guest from Asia, they would arrive at the house, and it would be very customary for them to take their shoes off. And while most mothers might ask their children to take their shoes off, most adults might not do that when they arrive at the home. But out of a sign of respect, that's how they would arrive at the house.
And so you would know that you should do that as well if you're in someone else's home.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's true that a lot of people don't know the basics, and so they're really uncomfortable at a dinner. Tell me about that.
I think regardless of whether you're 6 or 65, it's always nice to know what to do. Where do I start? How do I navigate a place setting? Do I start from the left or the right, the in or the out, the up or the down? So and regardless of what age you are, it's always better.
It can be pretty intimidating, can't it?
It can.
Well, let's take a look at this place setting that we have right here, and tell me what we're looking at right here. Navigate us.
Okay.
Navigate for us. What's what?
Okay. So on our left-hand side of the green fork would be your salad fork.
You can pick it up. You can show us. That's okay.
So this is your salad fork. And consequentially, you start from the outside in. So that would be your appetizer course or your salad fork, your dinner fork, your knife, and this would be either most likely your dessert spoon. Sometimes they'll throw you and they may put a spoon up top.
And what does that mean when they do that?
That may denote a special course that is going to be served, whether that's for soup or whether or not they may actually take their dessert spoon and put that at the top. Your knife may be at the top. And these things date back to historical reference. They all come about for very specific reasons that date back to kings and queens. And so even though our world has changed a great deal, they're still referenced from long ago.
And the dinner napkin, first thing you do?
First thing you do is you wait for your host. You wait for the signal from the host.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so when you arrive at the function, the host sets the tone for the entire meal, and you take your clues from the host. So when the host is seated and they remove their napkin from the place setting, then that's your indicator is when you can then put your napkin on the.
So you shouldn't do that before.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Before we go to a break, I just want to ask you, you teach not only your way around the place setting, but you teach a number of courses, different types of courses.
We do.
What do you offer?
We offer everything from interviewing and to daily skills. It's all about building your brand and so that people can define you and what you're about. And that comes with how do you introduce yourself to someone, how do you maintain eye contact, body language, how are you becoming culturally aware as the world has gotten smaller to interact with all the different cultures and different generations that are in the workplace today.
All right, well, we're going to pick your brain over the next few minutes so that you can give us the tips that we need. Please stay with us. We're here with Hillary Brennan from Socially Savvy, and we'll be back right after this.